right, friends. This is the lowest elo we have covered in some time. We've got 185 elo for blue over here. Good old Ron. I think that scout's on auto scout already. And then here in the red, we have 5 elo. And I think we understand now why this player is 5 elo, because they're not here. Oh, no, they're here. They're here. Okay. So, not here for the first 45 seconds. But now, how do I say this name? Ingmitz? Maybe we'll just call red Ing. Ing is here. It starts it up, places 4 houses. And then we'll have the cows brought in underneath the TC, most likely. Now, the elo that I'm showing at the very top is what one site is saying is their current elo, and then Capture Age is telling me their other elo. I think Capture Age is always a game behind. So you could see what their elos were before at the bottom right as well. Obviously, this is very low. So we investigated their accounts because, unfortunately, there are some people from time to time that lose a bunch of games intentionally. I do typically report those accounts so they get some type of punishment. But it's all legit, guys. It's all legit. You've got to play and lose a lot of games to get down here. And here we are. So we'll see what the strategy ends up being. I did notice that red plays a lot of Persians. So maybe red is obsessed with elephants or potentially trash bows after the unique tech later on. But I don't know. The unique tech is oddly specific. So we'll see. Boars are friends, not food. Thank you very much for the 10 gifted subs. And by the way, I think that is going to be the case. I don't think these people will actually eat boars for you. Okay? I mean, at this elo, I'd be surprised if they do. They'd probably just stick with the cows. But we'll be hanging out here. Just seeing how these players see the game. So far, I'm very impressed. Red was gone from the PC initially. So I don't know what Red was doing the first 30 seconds, but Red probably didn't realize that the game started. Was maybe watching something. I don't know. But ever since then, Red's done a good job. All the cows underneath the TC. The 4 houses are in a nice line. Blue already built a lumber camp, which is pretty sick, so... T90, what civ would you recommend for noobs? Honestly, I recommend both these civs pretty highly for noobs. Romans are great because you get the 5% greater efficiency, so it just kind of helps everything all the time. So even if you have no clue what you're doing, that 5% greater efficiency helps. And also it's good infantry and good siege, which is really good at lower ranks. I like Persians as well because they start with the extra food and start with the extra wood. Also have like really strong knights, which is one of the best units you could make at lower ranks. So it depends. I honestly think you looking through the civs a little bit and finding a civ that you like is actually key. I think going off of a streamer's opinion is a recipe for disaster. Think about what you like, man, and just play that, you know? And then switch to something else if you don't like it eventually. That would be my advice. Not saying don't listen to my advice. My advice is still probably solid enough, but that's my take. Start with a place of enjoyment. Start with a place of love. Fascination. Now, I don't think Red's going to wall, but Red has some chonky wood lines here. Or maybe not chonky, they're actually rather slender. But it's very easy for Red to wall up to the edge if Red wants to do that. But, I mean, dude, this is freaking 5 elo. I have no clue what to expect from Red here. Maybe a bit of SimCity action? Like, maybe the houses are all going to be in the same section. Okay, Red's going to chop wood outside of the wood line. Now, that seems like a conscious choice to chop from the outside of the wood line. I wonder why. I wonder what the logic is there. I'll have to think on that. What's up, Baskets? Nice to see you, dude. Fresh, there's a bunch of different sites you can use to look for recorded games. The site that allows you to see every single game online currently in existence is awe2rex.com, and you have to go to the browser there. Browser will allow you to spectate pretty much any game, and you can sort it by option, so I typically sort by elo. All right, so what I used to do when I was a noob, and nobody say, when you were a noob, and try and be funny. Okay, I'm not that bad. But what I used to do is I used to put like 2 villagers or 1 or 2 villagers on each mineable resource. And I didn't really have a distinct plan on when I needed the stone and the gold, but at least I would have it later on. So that kind of seems what red is going to do here. I'm wondering if red will farm. Or sorry, not red, blue. So clearly I'm dehydrated because I'm getting colors wrong. But yeah. Blue finished the cow. And now blue has added the farm. Okay, nice job here, Ron. Good work. What's red doing with the scout? Okay, that's auto scout. So auto scout's in chat. Both players are auto scouting. Man, that was such a good change to the game. It's been a couple years now since they added it on the original scout. Now you can do it on any scout, which I know some people were like, that's an overstep. But, you know, casting players to this elo, they really need it, dude. They really know all the help they can get. They're not going to focus on their scout. I think it makes the playing experience way better. T90, do you think that Lowy the Legends will even notice that supplies is gone? Probably not, right? Because I don't think most Lowy the Legends knew what supplies actually did. I think they just clicked supplies because it was something to click. It was this noob bait. They said, oh, apples. Boom. Done. And red... Did red leave again? Red left again! Red has been gone for the last 2 minutes, so red wasn't here for the first 40 seconds. So is red playing at work or what? Well, let's see how long a break this is. Oh, God. Red scout. Oh, auto scout dodges. Blue with the town bell. The whole town panics because the scout shows up. Blue obviously is going to have a massive lead because blue is actually here. And red is not. Are you kidding me, dude? Well, I saw that red's losses were in very long games. Wait, no, red's back. Red's back, guys. Let's speculate on that length of time. Now, is red still going to be doing stuff, or did red just come back to the PC to click Feudal Age and leave again? Let's see, because these vills are about to finish the berries. Red might not want to do anything with these vills until Horse Collar comes in anyways. So red might wait for Feudal, and oh, wait. What is that farm? What the... Okay, lining them up. Oh, boy. Okay, lining them up. And stacks 10 farms along the front. 10 farms with 10 vills, so it's perfect math. And those villagers are going to build those farms now. Okay. Both players have built the forward farms. That's interesting. Not wrapping around the TC. I think people like their TC to look clean. And they don't like their villagers walking over top of farms. Right? Would you want someone walking, trudging through your farms with their dirty boots? No, you wouldn't. Will there be eco upgrades here? Because red's going to be in the next stage much faster than blue. Blue's still Dark Age. Town Bell gets rung again. Auto Scout lives again. I don't know how it lived. I mean, blue's noticing that every time. And now the Auto Scout shouldn't go back through for a while because it won't scout the TC. It'll go, like, by the mining camp. Guarantee you that Ron is going to click that Town Bell again. Where's Ron's Auto Scout? Ron's Auto Scout is down here. Okay. New zoning laws, T90? Yeah, there might be some zoning laws, true. Yeah, Market and Blacksmith have to be spaced in the back, away from people's houses. That makes sense. And this is looking pretty good, guys. I mean, red left for a short period of time, but red is back. No eco upgrades, though. So no farm upgrade, no wood upgrade. And that means you didn't really benefit from going to Feudal Age besides unlocking the buildings. And then what makes matters worse is blue, who's like 20 times the elo of the opponent. Actually, more than that. If the elo at the top is correct. Blue has that 5% greater efficiency working all the time with the Romans. Which, again, is why it's such a good civ for noobs. We're going to see barracks at the back. We're going to see houses at the back. Ah, I see. Red got housed. And now, okay, we'll build the houses as part of a wall here. So, not going to build the houses as part of the housing group. Interesting. Interesting. I think red is trying to wait for the resources to go castle age. Red definitely knows the requirements to get up to the next age. Red is obviously very delayed in producing vills, but... Yeah, look, red says, I have 200 gold. I need food now. Let's build 4 more farms instead of even taking gold. So we'll probably click up to castle age pretty fast here. And then the villagers will have barracks. Maybe we'll see some spears for red. And there we go. Dude, this is still going to be... Is this going to be a sub 20-minute castle age? It's going to be close to it. That's pretty reasonable. For being AFK for 3 minutes? It's pretty impressive, actually. And blue back at home. Finished the berries a while ago. And is going for the eco upgrade approach. So stone upgrade, gold upgrade, wood upgrade, farm upgrade. Great long-term moves. Does delay castle age a little bit. I noticed that blue's waypoint on the TC always sends the vills right here. It never goes to a resource. So it's the landing zone strat, which we've seen before. The player who I think is most known for the landing pad strategy is probably Fatslob. Fatslob will leave like this little gap between farms right here so he can always see his vills. Which, by the way, Fatslob has not played a game in over a year, and I'm terrified I'll never get another Fatslob game. But I'm keeping an eye on him. My fiance will be telling me something, you know, telling me about her day, and I'm going to Fatslob's profile to see if he played a game recently. I'm kidding. I'm not that inconsiderate. I don't do it right then, but... You know those memes? It's like, she thinks you're thinking about another woman, and what you really do. Oh my god, what the... I'm going to be thinking about these town centers. Let's go, Red. It's going to be a tri-center here from Red. Damn, I kind of want to see 2 more on the other side next to the farms. This looks sick. And these are Persian town centers as well. This is a freaking wall, dude. All right. So all the vills that built the farms are going to build this. So the food eco's delayed. But Persian TCs produce very quickly. I wonder if red is a town bell clicker. Because if you have all your TCs right next to each other, town bell is actually much stronger. Blue built a couple towers. Blue's auto scout did encounter red's farms. And look at the awnings. They overlap. Now, red, tell me you're going to actually produce out of these TCs. Okay. That's really good. Blue is getting military upgrades. I think blue just wants to complete every single upgrade before going to the next stage. Blue is going for the completionist strategy. Before you go to the next stage, you must do every single thing you can do in said age. That's how some people play the game. Usually players who do this have tons of stone and gold. Town bell. Called it. And the scout dies. So we have our first death. That one random arrow from the TC ended up finishing off the scout. All right. Red is going to expand the houses. Still sticking with the 14 farms. But I mean, that's roughly what you need to produce consistently out of 3 TCs. Obviously, you're probably going to want more. Red still doesn't have any eco upgrades, which is really bad. But if red gets the villager lead, it could be good. Vill count is even right now. And red will make some spearmen now. Red might feel like spearmen are needed because the enemy attacked. There's no way red was paying attention to that. So red just heard the burr, burr, and then there was death. So as far as red knows, there's an army over there. Red did probably look and sees the tower, which could maybe give red some ideas. Yo, Phantom Dreamer, thanks for 16 months. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on Fatslub. Hopefully he comes back. He's averaged 2 games a year for the last 2 years, so... He does still play, but just not consistently. Obviously, I did cast those. I have one Fatslub game that's actually saved in a folder somewhere. Ooh, red noticed the scout. Look at red go. That's a fast-moving scout, though. Ooh, hold on. Town Bell potential. The scout might get kind of trapped in here. Okay, does red know about that? Yup. Everybody goes idle to kill the scout. Everybody goes freaking out. Unring the damn bell. Thank you. Okay. See, I don't actually get as stressed about the town bell when I'm casting 5 elo, because it's kind of expected they're going to be super inefficient. When I'm casting 800 elo and the players are actually insanely good and they're doing that, that bothers me more. That was funny. Ah, okay, so red's now on stone. Red's got 45 vills, guys. Blue still isn't in Castle Age. Blue's making more scouts, and blue's making man-at-arms now. Does blue know about the targets to attack? Could go to the wood line. The villagers are not loomed, by the way, which is a really bad sign for red. Oh, man. People are like, how can you be 5 elo? I love how people are saying, how can you be 5 elo? And not, how can you be 185 elo? If this was 185 versus 500, everyone would be saying, how can you be 185? But the 180... People are rooting for 5 elo over 185 right now. You have to play and lose a lot of games to get to this elo. The sad thing is red is actually a fairly capable player. Red's made spear defense. Red is house walled up. Red is a bunch of vills. I mean, sure, it's a little bit different. But, yeah, true underdog story here. Uh-oh. Here comes Ron. Ron knows about Red's base now. Where is Ron going to go with these scouts? Guys, these scouts have full upgrades. And there's no loom for red. Oh, goodness. Now, I imagine this is where we see a town bell, right? And all vills get protected. All blue misclicks. Okay, there's the bell. Everybody panics. Everybody inside. Everybody inside. Okay, blue's moving now. Good micro. Blue finds more vills. But the TCs are all going to fire arrows. And the triple town center defense with the spearman's actually not horrible. The spears aren't actually fighting. And all right, that's about the scout rush you would expect. I mean, they don't really have the ability to like balance everything perfectly. So that's worth it. You kill 6 vills with a couple scouts. That's super worth it. You idle the whole eco. But red back to work. And now red's like, I need a whole bunch more spearmen. So red's going to queue up 11 more spears. And also clicks a deer. Sorry, deer. Yo, good guy. Thank you so much. Thank you, Steve Splinter, for the 28 as well. Welcome back. Captain Oblivious, thank you. Thank you, Boars Are Not Friends, Not Food again. Guys, my prediction, and I want some credit for this if I get it right. My prediction when I saw this in Dark Age was that red probably thinks that the Commanderon tech, which makes your crossbows only cost wood, is super strong. So with how heavy red is on stone, maybe red's just going to build a castle defensively. But I think red's plan is like, how can I lose if I have crossbows that only cost wood? I would guess that that's the logic right now. Couple more scouts here from blue. They're just camping the gold. That's it. Red, you really need a new lumber camp at some point. But efficiency is not necessarily on red's mind at the moment. Red wants to feel safe, and red is slowly building up house walls, which is good. House circle along the front, but now red has enough stone for a castle. Red, it does not have a single upgrade, does not have a blacksmith upgrade, does not have an eco upgrade. Blue has, like, every feudal age upgrade possible, and now has made it to Castle Age. And now we'll probably get more. I mean, this should be really difficult for red. Blue getting the wood and the farm upgrades now, but red adding more farms. Okay. Red still has more vills. Blue is attacking the houses. Red sees that. And red cannot have that. Those houses are... Someone lives there, okay? You can't allow that. The spearmen are the enforcers. And If blue saves these scouts, I'll give 20 subs to the stream. There's no way. Blue just clicked them and forgot, right? Can you imagine if blue just microed away like a beast? Yeah, okay. Forgot about him. Goes down. Whatever. Scouts are throwaway units. Now, what's blue's plan? Blue's made scouts. Blue made a little bit of infantry. But what is blue actually going to commit to this game? Also, will anyone get relics? I feel like relics are always super valuable at this rank. Also, there's 2 relics in the middle here, which is kind of a big deal. Still no castle from red, which I thought was the plan, but red's still focusing on filling out the farms here. And we have centurions on the way now from blue. Now, these are really expensive. They are very strong. Not so strong against spearmen, but still. Feldy says, how do you even get to 185 elo? I find it funny. Twitch chat, you guys do realize that you're a slightly higher level of nerd than the average gamer? You have not only come to watch someone talk about someone who is 5 elo and 185 elo, but you have done so live. So you guys are like slightly more committed than the average, than a player that gets down to this elo. Just saying, I love you guys. But the how question is always interesting to me. Oh, we've got a castle back here. Is this to protect the house? I'm not telling you guys to leave, by the way. What's the lot? Get into the mind of the player, chat. I guess red feels as though this house is now vulnerable. And this needs to be protected. Well, maybe the plan is to protect this stone. And then you have one for each corner of the base. Like, the plan is probably for red to get castles over here as well. That's just going to take time. You're right, T90. I should respect myself more. See you later. No. I'm not trying to scare you away, I'm not trying to scare you guys away. That's not what that was. Red, 20-ville lead, guys. 20-ville lead. I mean, the unfortunate answer is to get to this elo, you have to lose a lot. You have to lose a lot of games. And, of course, play quite a few games as well, right? Because the starting elo is 1,000. Your first 10 placement games will give or take a lot of that elo to give you a better placement spot. But then after that, you are going to have to drop games. I think the chance for red here all comes down to, can red get those defensive castles up? Because, I mean, red's cooking, guys. Red is absolutely cooking. Now, red is cooking with like a super old stove that isn't quite as powerful as modern day technology because red doesn't have eco upgrades, right? But who cares? Like, villagers are villagers. So even if your even if your stove is super weak, as long as it could run for longer, you got 70 villagers versus 43. This could be good. Okay, town belt, panic. Centurions are in town. Spears are on the way, though. And blue is like, let's test out these centurions. Let's see how they do. Turns out, they die to spears. But that's a lot of spears. And that was also the TC fire. Like, the centurions almost win the fight, actually. Dang, that's sick from red, though. Red actually wins. Red wins the fight with a couple units remaining. Let's go. By the way, I don't want to be rude and be biased against the player who's only 185 elo. But let's freaking go, red. Road to survive, 0 elo. You want to talk about elo records? What's the opposite? I don't know. Can red avoid 0 here today? I looked, the lowest red has ever been was 2. So I don't know how much elo red would losing here. But losing this game could take red down to 0. Now, wood will eventually be a concern for red. They're almost finished with these trees. Would love to see another lumber camp, but it doesn't seem like red's super interested in that. Pikemen and now squires on the way for red. That's great. Also arson, also gambesons. So just getting every tech there, and a lot more spears. I mean, a good strat in this game, guys, is you open with cav, so your opponent goes spears, and then you switch into infantry or archer. So far, the only thing that Ron has attacked with has been cav, and so red just continues to make the pikes. You know, just something to think about here. It would be a really good opportunity for Ron to change the strat. Ron did get 3 relics, though. Oof, this is going to be so tough, dude. 10,000 more resources for Ron. Ron is filthy rich compared to red. But red can get trash bows. That might be the plan. Red's got 29 farms. Villagers complete the wall, so the only opening in the walls now is in the middle, which sends it directly into the castle. What do we think about this castle? I think it's a pretty dope castle. I think it looks nice. I prefer it to the Roman castles, personally. A little bit more design, a little bit more flair. 21 pikemen on the way for red. All right. I wasn't expecting red to hit 100 pop when I saw this elo. I thought red was going to be at like 30 pop. Red's got a promising career ahead of him. Let's be real. If red knew about eco upgrades and blacksmith upgrades, this game might not even be close. But, you know, that knowledge is tough, and kind of what I alluded to before, you guys, everyone watching me, you guys are more connected. You get to hear these things, learn. Most of the players down in these elos, they're not as connected. Which is what's fun, because, you know, they don't repeat the same ideas and strats as everyone else does. They have their own way of thinking. So don't intervene here, please, and send red messages. Let's see how it plays out. Imp is on the way. Loom is on the way. And wheelbarrow. Look at this. Look at him stacked in the TCs. Boom, boom, boom. That's why you go 3 TCs. Oh, red is getting eco upgrades. What? Clearly, red is just going to every building right now and being like, oh, what can I do in here? What can I do in here? Oh, blue, you're in trouble, pal. You're in big trouble. Red is cooking. I just want to see this blacksmith get used. Use the smoke, my friend. Follow the smoke. That needs to happen. Here comes blue. Now, this was exposed and open last time. And now there's a wall. And blue's like, Now, blue will probably click behind the wall. Oh, no. Blue is just going to attack the wall. Okay. Let's see if red's pikemen go the whole way around. We'll see. I mean, blue doesn't see a lot of pikes. This is smart from red. You show 2 pikemen, and then you have the other group loop around. Makes them think you're not ready. More walls happening on the back side. Blue will send another group. And that group is going to attack the house. Okay, so blue just thinks it's fully walled. Red, are you... I don't want to be rude. Oh my god, red went AFK again! No wonder red isn't moving the units. Red went AFK multiple times this game. Stop leaving! You've got fans now. Stop leaving. Red's playing at work. Red might be 5 elo, but red is in line for a promotion at their job. Little does their boss know that they're gaming while working. It's a lot of pikes. Oh, God. Oh, wait. Red's back. Red's back. Red's back. Okay. So red is returned. We're still going to have to really break down how long this person's leaving and try and speculate on what they can do in that time. The first time I was thinking maybe they had to go to the bathroom. But if they had to go to the bathroom again, they're really having problems. Okay. Big attack here. Oh, man. These Centurions are elite, guys. The fact that they're elite is horrible. I didn't realize they're elite with full attack and armor. 15 plus 9 attack at first. They have a bit of a charge attack. Town bell. Everyone is inside of a building except for these vills. So the entire eco is idle for red. Blue attacks the market. Blue turns around to fight the units. Seems like the same strat for blue. It's just make cav and continue on. But that gets cleared up. The pikeman's still doing enough bonus damage. This is still a problem. Blue, you need to unring that bell. Or, not blue, sorry, red. You need to unring the bell. Oh my god, the Vils were over here. They walked the whole way around to go into that castle. Unring it, please. Stop the bell. Oh, man. Okay, well, this was the plan, right? Castles in every area. So there needs to be another castle here. Oh, but blue is making so much stuff. Blue is so active. Oh, and the longswords are going to shred the pikes. And oh, no. Oh, no. Panic elephants. Let's go. This is what we're booming for. Make the elephants. Finish the castle. Here we go. We still haven't seen that unique tech. Town bell's been rung, but the elephants are here to save the day. These are some thick boys right here. If there's a unit you can win with without getting upgrades, it might be the elephant because they're so thick. Thick with 4 Cs, man. And they're still dying. Oh, no. The dream is dead. So many idols. Red's total idle time. 5 hours and 45 minutes. We're not even an hour into the game. The town bell is killer. But hey, we got more elephants on the way. I think red will be able to stabilize this. And hopefully the villagers can get back to work. Man, blue really hates this market. I find that interesting. Like, blue has clicked that market multiple times. It's an interesting strategy. Trebs from blue. Man, nice consistency from blue. I'm impressed. Like, there was always another follow-up. But blue, you need to protect your Trebs. There needs to be army here. Market goes elephants will win that fight. But trebuchets are being trickled. 7.5 hours of idle time for red. The villagers are still not working because they're all inside of the town centers and the castles. But red will actually clear that. Red, the best thing you can do is send your villagers back to work right now. There we go. Finish this castle. Produce a few more vills, probably. Elephants are not cheap, but blue's economy is still in many ways solid. Like, the vill count's there, the food count, the wood, the gold, it's all there. And not a single upgrade on these elephants. So they're taking a lot more damage than they would with the upgrades. But the castle should complete. And who knows, maybe blue runs out of ideas. Blue resigns? Blue quits! From blue's perspective, keep in mind they might not look at the score, right? Blue says, I can't freaking break this guy. I can't freaking break him. He's got a castle everywhere I go. I have no counter to elephants. This Treb's going to get sniped as well. Blue's like, that was literally everything I have. Red is more pop, and red holds on, and red wins the freaking game. Now, there's going to be a lot of questions, like, why? Because we see, you know, how bad things are for red. But blue doesn't know that. Blue doesn't know a damn thing. Blue's at 52 pop, 55 minutes into the game, and those Trebs are expensive. The Centurions go down. Red is, like, got a really scary base set up with walls and with castles, and blue says, I'm out of here, man. That might also be part of why blue is low elo, because blue might not have the fighting spirit. Let's go, red! No longer 5 elo. Blue clearly knew a little bit more about the game, at least in terms of upgrades. Blue took some pretty good fights, but the elephants and the defensive setup works out. I'm a little disappointed. I wanted to see blue continue to fight here because I think this game is like... I think it's kind of close right now. I don't think it's over one way or the other. Obviously, you can look at the res collected and you can think, like, blue should win this game, and I completely understand that. But red's vill count is still really solid with 4 castles. And yeah, blue just said, I'm out of here. Well played to red. You got to get his work done. The various points that they were AFK and get the win anyways. How long was that? We had 46:56 to 48:16. Slightly less time than this gap, which was 11:44, 8:43. Any guesses? Like, is this person at work? Here, chat, you tell me, because you guys are watching a stream right now. Some of you guys are working. What job do you think this person has if they're working? Any guesses? Like tabbing out on to add some things to a Google Doc or what? Are they a parent? If they had a screaming baby, they would probably go AFK a little bit longer than that. They're a bus driver? I hope they're not a bus driver. Honestly, very impressive. Very impressive if they're a bus driver. Okay, they had to feed the cat. They had to walk a dog. They're a surgeon? Brain surgeon. Okay. Would explain, spent so much time reading the medical literature that they didn't get to read the importance of blacksmith upgrades. That would track. Okay. That was something.